Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. I'm Madeline.
I'm Sterling.
And today we are going to be making 4 recipes using the 4 blends from our new spice pack. Over here we have a bacon wrapped habanero shrimp using our honey habanero. The star of the dish, we have Greek seared ahi tuna. If you don't like tuna, we'll also show you how to do it with tofu, and that's using our Greek freak. Over here, using our brand new rosemary Dijon blend, we are doing some potatoes with broccoli, and then to end the night, a charred s'mores cold brew with our s'mores blend and some good old Kahlua. So let's get cooking.
Woo!
All right, so we're gonna start with our appetizer using our honey habanero. We are doing bacon wrapped honey habanero shrimp. So you're going to take your shrimp, fresh is always best if you can get it. If not, frozen will work, but you want it to be deveined and have a little tail off. You're gonna generously coat it in your honey habanero, and then you're gonna take a piece of your bacon and wrap that bad boy up. And our shrimp are a little small. It was just what was available at my local seafood spot. But if yours is bigger, you're gonna wanna make sure that both ends of the bacon are meeting so that when it cooks down, it stays together. All right, a little extra on top. It never hurts to add a little bit more. All right, and now we are gonna put these in the oven at 425. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right, and now we are gonna make our fantastic dipping sauce.
Okay, so now we're gonna start with our honey horseradish dipping sauce. We're gonna take a 1/4 cup of plain Greek yogurt into our little mixing bowl. Then we're gonna take some horseradish and we're gonna put in 1 tablespoon of that. Just gonna squeeze her in. Then next we're gonna go to our stone ground mustard, which we're gonna add 2 tablespoons. Whatever feels right there. And then 2 tablespoons of honey. Maybe today. Okay. And then, since we are talking about the honey habanero, I'm gonna add a little dash of that in there.
Dash. Ooh, I like that.
Beautiful, look how good that looks.
That looks picture perfect.
Now we're gonna just mix it together. And while our shrimp are cooking, we're gonna just put this in the fridge. Once they're done, it'll be a delicious little creamy sauce to put on our shrimp.
All right, so now we are making our lemon rosemary Dijon potatoes and broccoli. We have 2 pounds of red potatoes, 4 cups of broccoli florets. I actually couldn't find florets, so we're just gonna use normal broccoli. 1/2 cup of olive oil, juice from 1 lemon, chives or green onions, our new rosemary Dijon blend. We're gonna use 3 tablespoons of this, salt and pepper to taste, and Parmesan to finish it off because everything's better with a little bit of cheese on top. Okay, so our oven is already hot from our shrimp. We're gonna bring it down from 425 to 400, and then we're gonna line some baking sheets with foil and spray some olive oil on that, and then we're gonna start cutting our potatoes.
Perfect, so we already prepped all the potatoes, but they're gonna be in smaller cubes, and I'll show you how I cut those. So we're gonna cut our potato in half. Then from that point, we're going to cut the potato again, basically into a 1/4. So we'll do that on all of the potatoes, and this is a total of 2 pounds of potatoes.
All right, so we're gonna make the sauce that we're gonna coat both our potatoes and our broccoli. So first off, 1/2 cup of extra virgin olive oil. And you're gonna wanna make this in a separate container because you're gonna be splitting it between your 2 veggies. Now we're going to add the juice from 1 lemon.
While she's doing that, I'm gonna put in a 1/4 cup of cut green onions. Smells good already.
I'm trying not to get in my eyes. There we go, and then the second half, it's gonna smell even better when we add the rosemary Dijon. All right, there's our lemon. Now it is time for the star of the show, our brand new signature spice, rosemary Dijon. We are going to add 3 hearty tablespoons, emphasis on hearty. A little salt and pepper to taste.
A little pinch. Perfect. And then we're gonna just stir that all together and we'll be dressing our potatoes and our broccoli in a moment.
God, it smells good.
Look at that.
All right, we are a little overzealous and we cut a lot of potatoes. You will not need this many. So you're gonna take some of your potatoes and you can put them into a bigger bowl or a Ziploc bag for really easy cleanup. Just throw that in a Ziploc bag. And then once you got your potatoes in there, we are gonna add 2/3 of our rosemary Dijon mixture. Oop. So that same thing we were just raving about, and pour it in here. And Sterling, can you generously coat the potatoes?
I would be happy to.
Save the rest of the mixture for the broccoli, because honestly, broccoli needs a little something to make it good. We're gonna sprinkle some Parmesan in the pan, and then we are gonna add our potatoes to half that pan. We're gonna top it with some more Parmesan, and then we're gonna get that into the oven at 400 degrees. All right, so our bacon is perfectly crispy. We had it in at 425 for about 20-25 minutes.
Oh.
If you want it to be more crispy, you can always throw it on broil for the final 5 minutes. But this is the style we liked it, so we pulled it when it was like this.
All right, so now we're gonna take our potatoes and we're gonna put them in the oven. I kicked the oven down from 425 from the shrimp to 400. And we're gonna just throw these in. And then we'll be talking more about what we're gonna add on, but those are gonna cook for about 20 to 25 minutes, and then we're gonna add the broccoli pieces in.
All right, now we are going to make the star of our dish. It is our Greek freak Ahi seared tuna. Sterling's gonna start us off with the feta tomato topping that we're gonna put on it.
Okay, perfect. So we have 3/4 of a cup of chopped tomato, 1/4 of a cup of crumbled feta cheese, and then 2 tablespoons of chopped Kalamata olives. We're gonna mix all this together in this bowl. I'm gonna use my little food taxi here. Get all of these delicious ingredients in here. And our tomato, yum. Perfect, and then I'll go ahead and put 3 tablespoons of our Greek freak spice in there. And now I'm gonna mix it together. And we're gonna put this in the fridge while our tuna is searing here in a minute, and we'll show you what we're gonna do with that tuna next.
All right, it is Ahi tuna time. We're gonna make our sauce. 1/4 cup olive oil, 2 tablespoons Greek freak, stir that. God, it's so fragrant, it smells so good.
So good.
I feel like that's what we say about everything, but that one smells really good. And then we are going to take our sushi grade Ahi tuna, 2 inches thick. We're gonna cut it in half. And then you're gonna brush both sides with our Greek freak olive oil mix. It looks very photogenic.
That looks beautiful.
If this was on Instagram, you'd be an influencer. Beautiful. One side. Other side. And of course, if you can't get Ahi tuna, if you're not comfortable, or if you just don't eat fish, you can do this with tofu. You'll just take a block, cut it in half, and then cut it into strips. The only thing is you need your tofu to be dried out. If it's not dried out, it's basically just gonna steam.
And you don't want to do firm tofu too, or else it'll just crumble.
Exactly. Yeah, soggy, moist tofu is about as gross as you think it is. So yeah, firm tofu, get all that moisture out, and then do this exact same process. So now we're gonna take our ahi and we are gonna get it on our medium-high heat skillet. Nothing on there, no olive oil. Got enough on the ahi. Put that on there, and you can kind of cook it to your desired level of doneness. I'm gonna put this on here for probably 2.5 minutes because I'm a wimp. But if you really love like sashimi, 30 seconds and you could be done. So a sushi grade tuna, you're not so much cooking it as you're just drying it out. You're gonna wanna watch the side. As you see that pinkness disappear, that means it's cooking longer. It's similar to a steak, the longer it cooks, the less flavor it has. I'm a bit of a wimp, so I cook things for a bit longer and sacrifice the flavor. Don't come for me in the comments, it's just who I am. But again, you can have this on here for 30 seconds if you want. The one thing is don't touch it or move it until you're ready to flip. Leaving it on there uninterrupted is what's gonna get that amazing crust so that when it flips, it looks great.
Wow, look at that. And the grapefruit on there, browning. It's so fragrant.
All right, you guys can't smell it, but our kitchen smells amazing right now. Oh, and it has the crust and the
cheese
Parmesan.
Look at that. Yum.
Okay, so while our ahi continues to cook, we just pulled our potatoes and we are gonna get them ready to go on the other half of the pan. Sterling, can you add the sauce to
I
this?
would be happy to.
And remember, that is the new rosemary Dijon sauce.
Oh.
So good, part of the signature collection.
Yum. And I'll just stir this around briefly. And we're gonna then add it to the other side of the potato pan. So, like so. And now we'll just continue to cook that for another 10 to 15 minutes in the oven while we're finishing up everything else.
I'm gonna flip our ahi here.
Oh,
that flip.
Wow. I'll take those pieces, they look more rare.
I know, the pressure's on flipping it on camera.
Right. All right, so the broccoli and potatoes go back in the oven for 10 to 15 minutes, and then we get to the next
thing. Yeah. All right, now every good meal needs a better dessert. So, shot glasses.
Yes.
For dessert, we are making a charged s'mores cold brew using our s'mores blend. This can be made in a Collins shaker, but if you're like us and have a very depleted home bar, you can also just make it in a mason jar. So you're gonna wanna add 4 ounces of your favorite cold brew.
Perfect.
1.5 ounces of your favorite coffee liqueur. I went with Kahlua. There's a lot of options out there. Give that to you. And then we're gonna add some condensed milk. Excuse me. We're gonna add 1 tablespoon of condensed milk.
Oh,
Look at
look at that deliciousness.
And honestly, you got broccoli in this recipe. You have healthy stuff, so don't feel guilty.
Whip it up.
Whip it up. All right, now again, this is what you normally do in a shaker, but we're just doing it in our mason jar. Before it goes in, grab your s'mores blend, and we're adding 2 tablespoons. A little bit more. Okay, so we have everything in here except for our whipping cream. We are gonna shake it up. Give it a good couple shakes. And then we are going to strain that into our glass. And then we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of whipping cream back into the same shaker we just used. 1, 2, we're kinda eyeballing it. Shake that up. And you're just gonna kind of shake until thick, and depending on how hard you're shaking it, it can take 30 seconds, 45. Shake it up. And then, final touch. Strain it into your glass.
Wow, it's like hot chocolate.
I know. This is seriously, this is the kind of dessert that tastes like just incredible, but it's actually really easy to make. So if you want to impress your friends, may I recommend a charged s'mores cold brew. All right, so we are pulling our potatoes and broccoli. Our broccoli, it cooked pretty nicely, but especially with florets, sometimes you get some char on it. Don't worry if it has char. That kind of umami taste actually really adds to the rosemary Dijon. So a little bit burned, you're totally in the clear. And now we are gonna plate this with our ahi tuna and enjoy. All right, we are done. So here we have our Greek Freak ahi tuna with our rosemary Dijon potatoes and broccoli. We have our bacon wrapped honey habanero shrimp with our horseradish dipping sauce. For dessert, we have our charged up cold brew. You're gonna stay up all night after having this. And then Sterling is going to do the final food prep step, which is topping that gorgeous ahi with our Greek Freak tomato feta olive topping. And then if you're looking for a good wine to pair with all of this, I would recommend an Oregon Pinot or something from Spain, like a Tempranillo. The amount of tannins is gonna play really well off of the ahi tuna, and I think you'll find you have a very good night. So thank you for joining us and cooking with us, and we hope you have a great day, and we see you next time. There you go.
Cheers. Let's go eat.